What if I told you there's a family motorhome so extreme, it doesn't just drive on roads, it dominates them? A machine that looks like it escaped from a military base, yet inside, it feels like a five-star hotel on wheels. This is the 2026 GMC Acadia 8x8, and it might be the most outrageous family vehicle ever built in America. At first glance, it doesn't even look real. You see it from a distance, and your brain struggles to process what you're looking at. 8 massive wheels, a stretched, armored-looking body, towering ground clearance that makes regular SUVs look like toys. And yet, somehow, it still carries the DNA of a family vehicle. But here's the part that surprises everyone. This isn't just about size or power. This machine was designed to completely redefine what family travel means, and once you step inside, everything changes. But we'll get to that. Because to understand why the Acadia 8x8 exists, you first need to understand where it came from. For years, family SUVs followed a predictable formula: comfortable, safe, practical, but never truly exciting. Even large motorhomes, while impressive, often felt slow, bulky, and limited to paved roads. Then came a shift. Families wanted more than just transportation. They wanted freedom, adventure, the ability to go anywhere without giving up comfort. And that's where things started to get interesting. Engineers began asking a simple but radical question: what if a family vehicle could go absolutely anywhere on Earth and still feel like home? The answer is this: the 2026 GMC Acadia 8x8. But don't let the name fool you. This isn't just a bigger Acadia. This is a completely reimagined machine. And the first thing you notice is its design. It's massive. Not just long, but wide, tall, and aggressively built. The body is extended far beyond a standard SUV, with reinforced panels and a rugged, almost futuristic shape. Every line feels purposeful. Every angle screams capability. And then, there are the wheels. 8 of them. Not for show, but for function. Each wheel is independently powered and controlled, creating a level of traction that feels almost unreal. Sand, snow, mud, rocks, it doesn't matter. This vehicle doesn't struggle, it adapts. But that's not even the most shocking part, because the suspension system takes things to another level. This isn't your typical off-road setup. The Acadia 8x8 uses a dynamic adaptive suspension that constantly adjusts in real time. It reads the terrain beneath each wheel and reacts instantly, keeping the vehicle stable even in conditions that would flip a normal SUV. Imagine driving over jagged rocks, while inside, your coffee barely ripples. Sounds impossible? That's exactly the point. But the real magic starts when you look under the hood. Because a vehicle this size needs serious power, and it delivers. The Acadia 8x8 is rumored to run on a hybrid twin-turbo V8 system combined with electric motors powering additional axles. This setup doesn't just provide raw horsepower, it creates intelligent power distribution. Translation? The vehicle sends power exactly where it's needed, when it's needed. Climbing steep mountains? No problem. Crossing deep sand? Effortless. Towing heavy loads? Like it's nothing. But here's where things get even more interesting. Despite its size and power, it's surprisingly efficient. That's right. The hybrid system allows it to switch between power modes, conserving energy during long highway drives and unleashing full performance only when necessary. It's not just powerful, it's smart. And that intelligence extends far beyond the engine. Because inside, this is where everything changes. You open the door, and suddenly, you're not in a vehicle anymore, you're in a living space. A fully functional, luxury motorhome interior designed for families who don't want to compromise. Soft ambient lighting, premium materials, wide, open seating areas. Everything feels calm, quiet, and incredibly refined. But the real reason this interior stands out is flexibility. The seats don't just fold, they transform. With a few adjustments, the cabin can shift from a driving layout to a lounge, a dining area, or even a sleeping space. Hidden compartments reveal beds, storage, and even a compact kitchen setup. Yes, a kitchen. Because this isn't just for road trips. This is for living, and what happened next surprised everyone. The Acadia 8x8 introduced something rarely seen in vehicles like this: a fully integrated smart home system. Voice-controlled lighting, climate zones for different sections, entertainment screens built into almost every surface. Even remote monitoring through your phone. It's like your house followed you. But that's still not the most surprising part. Because hidden within this machine is a feature very few people know about: a self-leveling system that allows the vehicle to stabilize itself on uneven ground. Park on a rocky hill? No problem. The system adjusts the suspension so the interior stays perfectly flat, meaning you can cook, sleep, or relax anywhere. And that's when people started to realize this isn't just a vehicle. It's a mobile lifestyle. But let's talk about performance again, because this is where things get insane. Despite weighing significantly more than a standard SUV, the Acadia 8x8 can accelerate faster than you'd expect. The electric motors provide instant torque, giving it a surprising burst of speed. And the handling? Unbelievable. Thanks to advanced steering systems, including rear-wheel steering, this massive machine can maneuver through tight spaces more easily than vehicles half its size. But here's the twist: it can also drive itself. Yes, the Acadia 8x8 features a next-generation autonomous driving system capable of handling highways, traffic, and even some off-road scenarios. Imagine this: you're traveling across a desert. Instead of focusing on driving, you're sitting inside, relaxing, while the vehicle navigates the terrain on its own. Sounds futuristic? It already exists. But the real reason this machine exists is something very few people know. It wasn't just designed for luxury. It was designed for resilience in a world where extreme weather, long-distance travel, and remote living are becoming more common. The Acadia 8x8 offers something unique: independence. It carries extra fuel reserves, advanced filtration systems, solar charging capabilities integrated into the roof. It can operate for extended periods without needing external support. In simple terms, it's built to survive. And that changes everything. Because now it's not just about vacations or road trips, it's about freedom. The freedom to go anywhere and stay there. But just when you think it couldn't get more impressive, there's one feature that truly sets it apart: the modular expansion system. At the push of a button, sections of the vehicle can extend outward, increasing interior space. What looks like a large SUV from the outside transforms into a spacious living environment once parked. Walls expand, ceilings lift, space doubles, and suddenly, you're not in a vehicle anymore. You're in a moving home that adapts to your needs. And that's when people started calling it something else entirely. Not an SUV, not a motorhome, but a new category. A hybrid between exploration machine and luxury residence. But let's compare it for a moment. Traditional motorhomes are large, but limited to roads. Off-road vehicles are capable, but lack comfort. Luxury SUVs are comfortable, but can't handle extreme environments. The Acadia 8x8. It does all three. And that's what makes it so revolutionary. But here's something even more surprising. It's not just for adventurers. Families are starting to see it as a long-term investment, a way to travel, live, and explore without being tied to one place. And as this idea grows, so does the demand for vehicles like this. But that brings up an important question: is this the future of transportation, or just the beginning? Because if one company can build something like this, others will follow, and that could change the entire industry. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's talk about the experience. Because numbers and features are one thing, but what does it actually feel like? Imagine waking up in the middle of nowhere, no noise, no traffic, just silence. You step outside, and you're surrounded by nature. Mountains, desert, forest, ocean. Anywhere you choose, and behind you is your home. Everything you need. Ready to move whenever you are. That's the experience this machine offers, and it's something no traditional vehicle can match. But the story doesn't end there, because the most insane part of the Acadia 8x8 isn't what it can do today. It's what it represents: a shift, a new way of thinking about mobility, where vehicles aren't just tools, they're environments. Spaces that move with you, adapt to you, support your lifestyle. And that idea is only just beginning. So the next time you see a regular SUV on the road, just remember, somewhere out there, an 8-wheel giant is climbing mountains, crossing deserts, and carrying an entire home inside it. The 2026 GMC Acadia 8x8, not just a vehicle, but a glimpse into the future of how we live, travel, and explore the world.